All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are coming live from Joburg. Welcome to this week's trading room. It's going to be a jam-packed week. It's going to be an interesting week, but welcome to the session. Welcome to the trading room. It's exactly 6 minutes after 2, right? We're going to get started. But remember, the information discussed in this session is not advice. All right, very important disclaimer right there. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. First and foremost, if you want to sign up for an account, which will take you just a minute or two, simple process, right? You can head over to our website, which is tdmarkets.com. You can choose the account that you want, try it out. We also have education, all right? For you to access our education, you simply need an account. All right, so that is tdmarkets.com. The links are on the chat right now. All the details, the contact details are on the chat right now. All right, so guys, let's get right into it. Let us get right into it. Let me just make sure that we all sorted, right? Are you guys able to hear me properly? Right, let me just check. Can everyone hear me? I think the sound is good. Okay, the sound is good. Great stuff. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. A lot has happened, of course. A lot is happening, but I think now things are a little bit cooler now, right? In terms of the fundamentals, I think things are a little bit cooler now. All right, a little bit cooler now. Looking at the war, it is not as intense as it was a couple of weeks, a couple of months ago. I think most of the things are cooling down. What is one of the biggest factors that is driving the markets right now is obviously AI, right? AI and the tech stocks, the tech sector is driving the markets. That's why you've got your indices that are just pushing up, right? You've got also the Fed stance, the Federal Reserve stance on basically their policy, their stance, basically their policy, their mandate, and all of that. That is what's also driving the market, especially since the last meeting. And if you really look at it, you listen to the next meeting, you will find a bit of clues in there. However, they said they're not going to give any hints, but from that meeting, from the press conference, that is basically what's been driving the market, right? That the Fed will not give any hints, that the Fed is looking at hiking interest rates 25 basis point this year, just one hike this year. That is what's been supporting the dollar right now. So the biggest factor to these movements at the moment is basically and this is supporting the dollar. Remember, it's basically interest rates, the policy now on interest rates in the Fed, that possible rate hike is exactly what's supporting the dollar at the moment. All right, so we're gonna start off things by looking at the DXY. You guys will notice that what I'm going to be doing here is updates from the previous session. I was with you guys, I believe it was on Thursday. I'm not sure, right? So we spoke about the DXY. We looked at the DXY and look at where the DXY is now. It's trading above 101. 101, all right? Obviously coming from or breaking above this structure here, right? So it seems like the DXY can still continue pushing towards the upside. The next structure we have here is this one right here. This is the next structure we have. So we could easily see the DXY headed back to 101.6, 101.7, right? 101.7. That's where we could see the DXY going to. Let me just fix this quickly. There we go. All right, yeah, so the DXY right now, it's still pushing up. The performance of the dollar is strong against other currencies, and looking at the price action at the moment, we could easily see it pushing to 101.7, which means dollar strength is still active, is still there, right? We can still anticipate the dollar to strengthen. What you could also do is just to simply draw like a channel, just to guide you on where the next stop could be, right? If we draw this channel, we could easily see that the next stop is around this zone, right? It might actually go to the resistance of the channel, it might do that. But I think with this previous structure, 101.7, I think that should be all right as the near-term target. That should be all right. All right. So the dollar is strong. The DXY also shows that, and you will notice that we do have a correction here. That is, it looks like that it's gonna break. It's gonna break towards the upside. So once it's done correcting, then we're anticipating a continuation of this trend towards the upside. All right, so that is how the DXY is looking. Simple stuff. And now when you go to your dollar pairs, right, you will see Euro USD dropping. You're gonna see GBP USD dropping because the dollar is strong. All the dollar based currencies, the dollar code currencies, all the dollar code currencies should be going down, and the opposite, all the dollar based currencies should be going up. So if you look at Euro USD, right, Euro USD, there's a continuation here coming, right? There's a continuation coming back to this low, right? I would say back to that low, 1.132, back to that low. So this is a correction that's forming. So a continuation is coming on this one. All right, let's just go. There's a possibility that this might go up one more time before it does this, right? It might go up one more time, or it might just drop from where it is. There's a possibility it might go back to these highs again one more time, or just drop. But the movement we are keeping a close eye on is a continuation towards the downside. So that 1.13227, that is where we're anticipating Euro USD is gonna move, right? And this will be the same with GBP USD as well, right? GBP USD, in fact, between Euro USD right now and GBP USD, the structure and the formations we are seeing on GBP USD are what I would say they are better. They are better than the Euro USD structure with what's happening right now. I'm not saying in general, no. With what's happening right now, I would easily opt for GBP USD as opposed to Euro USD. The structure on Euro USD is already complete. Look at where the market is. Even though according to the DXY, we can still go down, but we've completed the cycle. All right. So we're still anticipating a continuation, but around these lows, it could be a little bit tricky. But if you look at GBP USD structurally, right, we should be going back down to this low. I've been speaking about this low, guys, for weeks. So look at where it is right now. A continuation. Let me do this. Look at where it is right now. Right, so looking for a continuation to the downside. Right, so once this flag completes, we're looking for a continuation towards the downside. And with GBP USD, we're looking at this target here. We are looking at this target, which is around, remember the psychological number of 1.3. We are still on that 1.3. We are still on that, right? So one more push towards the downside. So I would opt for GBP USD than Euro USD, but I'm not saying there's no opportunity on Euro USD. There is opportunity, but looking at where it's trading within the current structure and cycle, GBP USD for me looks much more appealing than Euro USD. All right. And then if you look at, I'm gonna keep it very simple. So AUD USD, it's a dollar code. It's a dollar code pair, right? So we're looking for one more push down. It's a dollar code pair, simple. NZD USD also, it's a dollar code pair. We're looking for one more push down. So all of them are correcting right now. They are all correcting right now. NZD USD is correcting. You see that? So once this correction is done, we're looking for one more push towards the downside. And then you've got the dollar base currency pairs, USD Swiss, USD CAD, USD JPY, where USD JPY is already on those highs, right? Let's round it off. Let's make it 162 actually. Right, 162. That's where price is trading above at the moment. Right, so the cycle on this one is done. I mean, this could still continue pushing up, right? Especially if you look at it from this point of view where you identify your structure and then you include trend lines just to give you a channel. So if we look at USD JPY from this point of view, you know, yeah, this could easily also continue what it's doing right now. Continue pushing towards the upside, right? Continue pushing towards the upside. So yeah, so USD JPY, we're looking good for some upside as well. This will be the same with USD Swiss and USD CAD, right? In fact, if you look at USD Swiss is yet to complete this structure, this formation. We still have this price. We still have that price, right? Around 0.817. We still have that price. So once price reaches that zone, then this structure and cycle would have, you know, it would complete. So also this one is also correcting. If you look at it, there's a correction. We are getting a nice correction. Let me just see the 8 hour. Yeah, we're getting a correction here, all right, before the continuation. So this correction, we are looking for a continuation up, right? There's a possibility that it could go down one more time before it does this, just to create a low before it does this, all right? So the move we are watching out for is obviously the bullish one. We want to continue this trend. So if this correction is not complete, then we could get one more push down before we look for any upside. But if it's complete, where the market is right now, if this correction is done, then we could take off from there. Right? So USD Swiss, one more move is expected towards the upside. Yeah, one more move is expected towards the upside. USD CAD, it's currently in no man's land. So USD CAD right now is in no man's land. It broke past this level, right? We spoke about price going up to this level. So it broke past that level. So it's currently trading in no man's land. It's basically what happened here. We got the break of the previous structure, right? And then obviously price reversed. So we are here now. It's in no man's land, right? So what we can do is just to use previous structure to find some decent zones one can use. So for instance, let me do this. For instance, we could look at this. Yeah, we could look at this supply zone right here. There's a supply zone here. So it seems like this is where the market is going, right? It seems like this is where the market is going. So yeah, so USD CAD also bullish. There was a correction. There was a correction, right? But the price has already gone up. It's already gone up. So with this one, let's see if it's gonna create or give us a bigger pattern, which would do something like this and then to continue up. Let's see if it will give us something like this, which is gonna be a bigger corrective pattern. All right. If this happens, then definitely we're gonna get a continuation. But if not, this will just push towards the upside from where it is. Right, it is on the previous highs. It is on the previous highs right now, right? So yeah, either it's going to come back down to the low first before it goes up, or it will just push towards the upside. It will just push towards the upside. All right, so these are the possibilities. This trend is very strong. It's very strong. So a continuation. So USD Swiss, USD CAD, this is where we are. This is where we are, all right? Looking at the DXY, the dollar is still a bit strong. And yeah, we're anticipating these movements. All right. Gold. Let's have a look at gold. So gold is not doing anything basically, right? Gold is not doing anything at the moment. I think with gold, we just need to wait a little bit. Give it maybe the whole day. Because this is the current daily candle, right? Current daily candlestick. It came back down to spike this low again. So initially price went down to complete the previous cycle, which was here, right? And then from that area, price broke it slightly to give us a new low and then went up. So it came back down again to spike that low again, right? To spike that low again. Look at the rejection we have right now, according to the daily candlestick. So now with this one, we just need this daily candlestick to confirm if we can start looking for a push towards the upside, right? Because if it changes, then this will most likely continue towards the downside. All right. So with gold, where gold is right now, all right, the daily candle is going to be important. It is on this low. We've got a huge rejection. So if we're looking for any upside here, it's important that this candlestick closes and closes like this with the as a pin bar, as a hammer, as a rejection candlestick. It's important it closes like this. But if it closes as a marubozu, if it closes as a bearish momentum candle, then we're most likely going to continue going down. So if you look at the 1 hour time frame, price is just in between, right? It's just here. Yeah, so that's what gold is doing, right? Give it an extra day. Give it one more day. Just observe it today. And let's see tomorrow what's going to happen, right? With the NFP on Thursday, we will see how it will be looking, right? So remember, guys, this coming Thursday, we do have the NFP session. It is not on Friday. It is on Thursday. All right. So just be aware of that. There we go. Yeah. This coming Thursday, just be aware of that. The NFP. Yeah. So we'll see what's going to happen or how gold will be looking at the time. All right. So anybody looking at gold? Yeah, I think just be a little bit patient with this one. All right. Cool stuff. All right. So guys, from your end, let's see, what should we look at? From your end, what should we look at? Right? At least we started with some dollar pairs, but let's see. What do you have in mind? What do you have in mind? Whoa. What should we look at, guys? Okay, you are on a buy on AUD NZD. All right. Let's have a look. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's very close to the previous high. Yeah, the cycle here is still bullish. So you saw a 15 minutes break and retest. Let's see where it is. Two 21723. Okay, I see that retest you're talking about. All right. No, look, if you know it met your rules, if the entry, the analysis met your rules, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because the way I'm looking at it right now, we are currently trading within the bullish cycle. All right. We come from this demand zone here. And then obviously we should be making our way to the top. Right there. All right. So according to the cycle right now, right, this impulse move should be going back to that high according to the current cycle. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the analysis. Just manage your risk. Manage your trade, manage your risk, and yeah, manage your trade, manage your risk, and just look for a continuation. All right, one more push up. Yeah, AUD NZD, yeah, it's still bullish. It's trading within a bullish cycle. All right. The NES is still bullish. Nothing has changed on the NES. Still bullish. All right. Still bullish. Just waiting for a continuation up. So nothing has changed on the NES. It is just creating an internal structure. So what we're seeing here is an internal structure. The cycle within this trend, or the cycle of this trend, remains bullish. The swings remain bullish at the moment, right? So according to that, we should be going up one more time. So with regards to the internal structure, right, you guys know by now that if for instance we're anticipating price will move to the upside from here, right? I think most of you guys know by now that whenever we have this view on the market, we don't always expect the market to give us just a single bounce and then go up. We don't expect the market just to give us a single bounce. Sometimes the market might bounce multiple times. That's why I always say that there's a possibility that we can go down one more time back to that zone again. So sometimes you're going to have the market doing something like this and then continue pushing towards the upside. You see that? So we don't always expect just a single bounce, but we keep an eye on any possible retest of that zone again. So you're looking at a NASDAQ right now. According to the bigger structure, right, this thing is still bullish, but the internal structure, it's doing this now. Right? So what am I saying here? What I'm saying is, don't be surprised if you see NASDAQ coming back down to these lows again. Why? Because of the internal structure. If you draw your channel, something like this, right? if you draw a trend or something like this, you would notice that you see how the market has not broken out with out of the channel as yet. So don't be surprised when you see price doing this one more time, coming back down, and then continue pushing towards the upside again, right? It could just fly from there, but don't be surprised when this happens. But according to the bigger picture, we are still bullish. According to the bigger picture, we are still bullish. All right. If you look at US 30, look at where it is. It completed the cycle. So now the cycle is done. There's no cycle right now. It's done. From here on, from this point on, I'm looking at this on the 4-hour chart. So from this point on, we could either get a break and a continuation, or we could get a rejection, a double top, and then price comes back down. So there's no cycle. The cycle is done. So from here on, we could get a resistance, price drop, or we could just get a break of that resistance, turn it into a support, and price continue pushing towards the upside. All right. So I'm thinking if we get this possibility, if we get this on US 30, then it could maybe also affect Nasdaq to come back down one more time. You see how it is? It could affect Nasdaq to come back down one more time before we eventually go up. So just look at these possibilities, right? Whether you want to trade this move or not is entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you. All right. So yeah, so just to conclude on Nasdaq, this is how Nasdaq is looking. The bigger swing structure is bullish. The internal structure is bearish. So according to the internal structure, we may go down one more time before we continue the bullish structure. All right. And then obviously on US 30, we have this possibility. US 30, we've got this possibility here. All right. There we go. NZD-JPY. We were waiting for NZD-JPY to get to the low the last time we spoke about it. Let's see where it is now. Aha, there we go. So the last time we spoke about this, we said we are waiting for NZD-JPY to get to this low, right? And it's actually a zone, guys, right? It's actually a zone. It's actually a zone like this. So when you see me draw a line, in my mind, I see a zone, right? I see a zone, but I just want to keep my charts clean and just draw a line. So we're waiting for price to get down to this zone, right? So look at where it is right now. So now the question is, because according to the trend, right, we are looking for the continuation towards the upside. That's according to the current structure and cycle. So the question then becomes, is this the low? Where the market is right now, is that the low, or is it gonna come back down to this low and just maybe come back down one more time to this zone? That is the question, and that's where your setups will confirm. So if you don't know whether this is the low or not, just wait for your setups, follow your setups, manage your trade, manage your position, manage your risk, manage your position, and then you should be good. Right? So this is what we're looking for, right? Any setup we get from this low, it's gonna be a buy for me. Any setup from this low is gonna be a buy for me. All right. So I don't have proper confirmation as there. So I'm just waiting for the daily candle to close to see how it's gonna close, and the next candle will give me an insight. So I'm gonna look at the daily candle. I'm looking at this current daily candle. I want to see how it's going to close, and tomorrow's candle will then see if it gives me that confirmation towards the upside. But yeah, NZD JPY, this is what we're looking for. All right, just around these lows, from around these lows. And then you've got CAD Swiss. Let's have a look. We've got CAD Swiss. Let me just see. What's happening with CAD Swiss? Let's see. All right. Okay. I think I've got an idea of what CAD Swiss is trying to do. Let's see. So we broke the first low, we came back to this low, made one more push up. Yeah, it seems like CAD Swiss is preparing to go up. It is preparing to go up, all right? And where it is, it seems like there is a correction forming where it is right now. So we are trading within the bigger, the previous cycle is done. The previous bearish cycle is done when price came back down to this low. So what's happening internally here, it could be not a cycle, but it could be a bigger structure, meaning a bigger corrective pattern, right? So looking at where it is right now, it seems like it's preparing to go back to this high, or even this one right here, right? Because the way what I see on this one is the low has already formed, and I just want to draw this structure here. Let me do this. Just 1 second. All right, there we go. Great stuff. So this is how we're looking with CAD Swiss. All right, it's not trading within any cycle right now, but it seems like we've got a low set here, right? Price went up, came back down to that low, so we are just trading in between. Looking at what's happening recently here, we are looking for a higher low. You see where price is right now. We're looking for a higher low and then one more push, either back to that high or a continuation to that high, right? So there is a correction forming at the moment. So all we're waiting for is a low. Let's see. Yeah, I would look at this area, basically where it is right now. I would look at this area, look for my bullish setups, and then I would then take it up, right? It doesn't seem like it's gonna come back down one more time because of this low here. It doesn't seem like it's gonna come back down one more time. It seems like it might just go up first before any move towards the downside. So this is the move I would anticipate, right? One more push up. So that is CAD Swiss, what CAD Swiss is doing right now. Yeah, this is what I would look for on CAD Swiss. All right. And then if you look at EuroCAD, where is it? There we go. All right, EuroCAD is making its way up. Right? It is making its way up. It just needs to break this high, right? The high it created basically there. It just needs to break this high and make its way towards the upside. The structure is still bullish. The bigger structure is still bullish. The internal structures are bullish. So where it is right now, just looking for that break and a continuation, right? It's making its it's about to break, sorry. So this is how it's looking. Right? So a break of this, right, we could get a retest and price continues towards the upside. If anything changes on EuroCAD, we'll definitely come back and just have a look at it. But the way it's looking right now, break, retest of this, we are looking to go back to 1.638 or 1.646, somewhere there. Yeah, so that is EuroCAD. All right. And then there is AUD Swiss. All right, let's see what's happening here. Okay. All right. AUD Swiss. AUD Swiss. There is a move towards the downside that's coming, right? There's one more push to the downside that's coming. But it seems like it could happen on this zone here, the zone that I've highlighted. So on the lower time frame, seems like there's gonna be a bit of a push towards the upside, get to the zone and then do this. So anywhere around the zone, that's where you could get a push towards the downside. So the lower time frames, this is how they're looking, right? So we don't have any reversal at the moment here, right? Meaning this can still go down. So just be aware, and if you're looking for a sell, just be careful of this here, that we might correct one more time before we eventually go down here. And this is because of the weekly supply, right? There's a supply zone here developing. So that weekly supply zone there. All right, just one more push up. So I mean, this move to the upside could be an opportunity. All right, could be an opportunity. So yeah, just waiting for our setups here. Just waiting for the setups. It could still go down a little further before it goes up. So that is, what is this? AUD Swiss. Yeah, that's AUD Swiss. Euro USD, we already went over Euro USD. So just rewind a bit. All right, you'll see Euro USD. GBP Swiss. Yeah, GBP Swiss has been misbehaving. It has really been misbehaving. So yeah, but let me see. All right, so let's just have a look at GBP Swiss. Let's see what price action is doing here. All right, the structure we're seeing on GBP Swiss is bullish. The structure on GBP Swiss at the moment is bullish. All right, so I'm looking at this area here. Right? So the continuation of this is going to this area, because everything's already bullish, right? So the continuation of that. So the cycle here is still bullish. Right? There was an opportunity. Around here, right? When price went up, there was an opportunity. There was another opportunity here as well. Right? So a continuation up, a continuation here up. So with this one, like I said, we're trading within a bullish cycle. All right, so obviously we're anticipating price to go up. Remember, there's a possibility that it could still do this again and then a continuation up. Right, there's always a possibility, always a possibility. But yeah, so the structure remains bullish, right? The market is within an impulse. If it goes down, it's going to create a new low and then continue pushing up. Then we could get a bigger correction like this. All right. Yeah, so GBP Swiss, it is still bullish. Let me do this. Let's actually see. Yeah, this thing is bullish, man. Yeah, there we go. So that's pound Swiss. That's your pound Swiss. Okay, cool. Euro odd. Where is it? There we go. All right. So according to the previous analysis on Euro odd, we said it's going back to this high. Right? We said it's going back to this high. So the cycle is done. The cycle is done. So we're just waiting for a new cycle now. It broke past. It's 1.65. It broke past 1.65. All right. So this previous cycle is done. It's complete. So what it's doing right now is trying to create new structure, create a new cycle. So at the moment, this price action is not complete as yet for us to identify those patterns and those formations. So we just need to wait a bit, because where it is, right? You see where it is, it's above the previous high, right? It could, well, since price is going up, it's already going up, it could still continue going up, right? At the same time, because it broke the previous high, this new high could be the new structure, and then it could correct first before it continues up, because of where it is at the moment, right? So only if we can get this new cycle here. So if we're going to get any move towards the upside, waiting for a correction before we look at that possibility. But at the moment, it's really not ready as yet. It's not ready as yet. But I think Euro NZD, I think it might be a bit better. Euro NZD might be a bit better. Yeah, so Euro NZD could be a bit better. Let me see where we are. Okay, so Euro NZD, we have this situation here. We've got this situation. All right, so we have this now. All right, great stuff. So any okay, let me say it this way. All right, let's go back to the daily time frame. All right, so it seems like here we're gonna get a push towards the downside, right? And I'm looking at this demand zone on the weekly time frame. So from where it is, right, any move towards the downside from where it is, it's most likely gonna go back to this zone here, right, to that zone. And looking at where price initially was coming from, this is the the outlook we would have, there, right? So I'm noticing this weekly candle, this daily candle. All right, so we could get one more push down to around this zone, and from there a continuation. So I think a short-term move would easily be this one, right? Short-term move would easily be this one. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, so Euro NZD compared to Euro AUD, I think Euro NZD's price action right now, it's much simpler than the Euro AUD one. The Euro AUD one, just give it an extra day. But Euro NZD, we're looking for one more push down, right? Just around the zone. Yeah, so there we go. So Euro NZD will have, Euro AUD will just have to wait for that. All right, great stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how things are looking so far this week. It's only a Tuesday. It's gonna be a very busy week, this one. We've got NFP coming up. We've got a couple of jobs reports coming out. I think we've got also inflation data out of Canada, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be a very busy one, this one, right? Start of a brand new month tomorrow. So just observe the monthly candles. When you do your analysis, since we're starting a new month tomorrow, observe how the monthly candlestick closed, because it might give you a bias from a monthly time frames point of view. All right, so observe those things. And yeah, this coming Thursday, 2 p.m. we'll be live on the NFP, and yeah, I think we sorted. So far this week, this is how things are looking, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. Don't miss the opening bells in the morning at 9 a.m. All right, there we go. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one. It was a good session. Have a good one. Enjoy yourself, and I'll catch you guys next time.